Legal politician.
Yeah.
Well, nice to see you again, and you didn't scare me off from last time, so thanks very much for having me again. And I saw your video, Jim, and I don't want to make you feel old, but you've been at JCB as long as I've been alive, so
Cheers, mate.
so I'm a Unison rep in my workplace with the Fire and Rescue Service, but I'm also now a GMB member thanks to Gordon and Finn's lobbying, so it's nice to be amongst fellow members. I know that on the agenda it says brief political update, so I am going to keep it brief because I know people don't really want to hear from politicians that much. But I think the main thing from last time is around, obviously we've had the budget, and I'm sure that you're all feeling a lot better off now as a result of that. Not really. And that's one of the things that people talk to me on the doorstep about all the time is the cost of living, the fact that their mortgages have gone up as a result of the disastrous mini budget, and people just can't afford the cost of living at the moment. And we've got obviously the highest tax burden that we've got in 70 years. I know that they said that they're going to put more money back in your pocket through the tax cut, but actually when you're paying out a lot more on your bills, it's really a minimal impact for people. And we're of course paying out more and getting less. I'm sure that most of you, when you were driving here, had to dodge all of the potholes. I know it's the same across Burton and Uttoxeter, and that's something of course that we've got to sort out. And the election's looking more and more likely to be May, so obviously that's a chance for us, as Stuart was saying, to get a change of government, and actually to get a government that is going to stand alongside working people, engage properly with the trade unions, which this government at the moment isn't prepared to do. In fact, they've restricted our rights as trade unions to organise collectively. Within my own sector, within the Fire and Rescue Service, they've put the kind of mandatory strike limits on, so we've got to provide a minimum service level, which actually is broadly the same as what it is on non-striking days anyway. So they're effectively making striking illegal through some of the things that they've been doing. And also, we need to have a government that understands the importance of British manufacturing. As Stuart was saying, we've had things around Port Talbot, people's jobs being lost there. And so as we move through this just transition, we've got to make sure that it's done alongside working people and also in partnership with the trade union movement as well. One of the most exciting things I think about the Labour government's new policies around the New Deal for working people. So that's going to guarantee working rights from day one. It's going to end things like fire and rehire, going to strengthen trade union rights within the workplace and access, but also repeal some of the anti-trade union legislation that we've seen. So I know that we've got quite a lot of people here from JCB, and obviously that's in my patch, so I look forward to working and engaging with JCB reps going forward, hopefully as the MP. I know that the current Tory MP that we've got is hardly ever seen around the town, and I doubt that she's really engaged with JCB, GMB reps at all, and that's something that I want to change. So as was said, we've got a Chulo Day, Trade Union Day on the 24th in Burton, so if you are interested in coming to support that, please do ask for details, and we'd be very happy to have you. And we are putting on a buffet, not pizza.
Just, has anybody got any brief questions for Jacob? Because, you know, we are trying to build a relationship with him. You know, and I've got one question, which is, how have you found Gordon's club? You know, but I think it's interesting to know, because all we see is somebody puts themselves forward, and next thing you know, they've disappeared into the sunset on a white horse, and never to be seen again. And it's just probably how it works, the process, and what's expected of you following being put forward. You know, are you controlled by your, not controlled?
We're on mic here, aren't we? So.
Yeah. I just think it would be helpful for people to know how the campaign is run. Is it that you've got people supporting you, or do you have to react? And what that journey kind of looks like.
Yeah, so we've got obviously members and people that aren't members that are coming out and supporting us on the doorstep. The main thing is going out and speaking to people. So we do that pretty much every week, week in, week out. And we talk to people about their issues. And obviously that's one of the things, if I was elected, make sure that I keep up that conversation. Gordon's trying to get me into JCB as well to speak with some of that management. So I think for me it's really important that I develop those relationships so that I can represent my constituents, but also raise any issues on behalf of GMB as well. So you know, if I'm elected, I'm going to be working very closely with you, and I want to make sure that we continue that relationship. So you can hold me to account for that, and I know Gordon will. So yeah.
Oh look, we have trouble holding into account. No, look, we really appreciate you coming in, and
There's just one thing, Jake, and I'm really pleased that you were elected as our future MP, hopefully. But one thing that is different from the Conservatives and the Labour voters, the Conservative voters will come out, whether it's wet, dry, no matter what's happening in the world. If there's a decent football match on, they'll still come out. But we struggle to get the youth, especially, to come out, although they support Labour in what they're saying. They don't actually come out and bother. How are you going to change that, I call it the apathetic young voters like them kids, who really will probably make a big difference if they come out and vote for Labour?
Yeah, so obviously as a young person, I've been trying to get into the different colleges as well to speak to young people and just show them the difference that will be made by Labour. I know that as a young person, I obviously benefited through the things that the last Labour government did through investment in things like new textbooks, playground equipment, IT equipment. So yeah, I'll be engaging through that. But I think also the GMB can play a role in motivating people within the workplace to turn out as well. So obviously a lot of your employees at Roaster will probably be my constituents, hopefully. So any support there in turning out, making sure people have gone to vote and crossed the right box, crucially, would be very, very helpful.
Yeah, congratulations anyway.
Thanks.
And look, what I like to see, I mean, we're always banging on it where I am. We're sort of out in the wilderness on nights, but I don't know where we could get you in pre-election to, you know, I'd be more than happy to take you around and speak to people on shift, you know, and let you speak to them before the election. But I don't know where we'd fit that in with the company. Would they allow it? I don't know.
They're going to allow it.
Gordon's going to go see him. He'll sort it out.
They're going to allow it. Absolutely.
we'll have to look at how we can do it to make it happen, to get that message across.
Because, you know, you've got a lot of people in that factory, you know, we just need someone like yourself to come and have a chat. Maybe that will be the difference to get them out to vote, to make the difference. You know, remind them where the roots are.
Yeah, definitely. And I think when I'm speaking to people, you know, it's sometimes the first time that they've ever met a candidate, and to have that face-to-face contact, I think people are going to remember that when they go to vote. So yeah, very happy if that can be arranged. Happy to go and speak to the workers. Yeah.
Jacob's probably done more for Uttoxeter and Burton in the few months he's been as the elected candidate than the previous MP has done in the last 4 years. That's a fact.
Thanks for coming, mate. We'll get you on nights.